All right, thank you for staying with us. It's time for us to move on now on Sports Tonight. I told you at the beginning of the show, this is a special edition of Sports Tonight. Our focus, of course, is on the 2014 Federation Cup final that will be taking place in Lagos on Sunday, the 23rd of November, 2014. But let's start with the women, because it's not all about the men. The women will start off the finals, and then the men will also be playing theirs after the women must have concluded their finals. And Sisi is joining me on Sports Tonight this Friday. Anytime the women are getting involved, you can be sure that Sisi will always be there to talk about it. Sisi, good to have you on Sports Tonight, this special edition.
Thank you.
A preview of the 2014 Federation Cup. The women are starting off tomorrow. What exactly is going on? Before I allow you to say anything, let's bring you the fixtures. The fixture for the final of the Women's Federation Cup final. Who are those involved? Sisi, you can take us through.
Okay, you have a Sunshine Queens and, of course, Rivers Angels. Sunshine Queens arrived today for the game. It's 12 noon, Teslim Balogun Stadium. That's the venue. Of course, it's on Sunday. It's definitely the curtain raiser for the Federation Cup. It's going to start first before the men, of course, will take place much later in the day at 3 p.m. And the good thing about this one is that Rivers Angels, of course, they've won this Federation Cup 3 times. They are going for a 4th one now.
4th time, so back to back, you mean?
Back to back.
Has it ever been done?
It's never been done. They happen to be the only
very dominant force
dominating it. Of course, this year they feel that they can also win it, and you would definitely not take that away from them, because looking at Rivers Angels, the game they played against Pelican Stars on Wednesday ended by a lone goal. They lost. Uche Kalu actually scored that for Pelican Stars. And the reverse fixture, it ended 2-0. So that tells you that all attention is definitely on this one, because they know that one is just one of the league. That is it.
So this is what they want.
This is what they want. So they're looking forward to this. So for them to have played like that, it tells you that, look, these girls are really ready for this game. And judging from the fact that they have about 11 of their players and the African Women's Championship. So that tells you that the Sunshine Queens are actually playing the senior national team. So it's going to be really
the favorites, clear favorites
for it, except something happened on Sunday. That would be a major upset, because everyone would definitely be rooting for Rivers Angels. And Sunshine Queens, of course, they've said that. So they've actually said that because they lost to Rivers Angels in 2011, remember when they won it was Sunshine Queens they defeated to win it. So they're feeling it's going to be them kind of taking a pound of flesh, they'll get to win it. Revenge mission. Precisely, that's what they're thinking. But with the kind of game Rivers Angels have played so far this season, and of course, you know, mentioned it earlier, all their teams, all their players at the national team, I don't think Sunshine Queens stand a chance, except that the fact that that revenge that is actually at the back of their mind, maybe that will just be something that will spur them on. But I think they will also be under pressure, because Rivers Angels feels they will always win it, because they are the ones, more like right to actually always win it. So this is actually how they got it. Yeah, for Sunshine Queens.
This is how they made it from the quarterfinals.
It wasn't easy for Sunshine Queens at all. It wasn't really easy for them, because this game, both games ended goalless. Yes, both games ended goalless. Both the ones against Confluence Queens, Kogi Girls, and of course the one against Nasarawa Maison. It all ended goalless, and at the end of the day, they went into penalties for both games. And that second game against Nasarawa, they had to play about 9 penalties. So it was really, you know, a huge one for them. But somehow they managed to get out of it, and of course they got to the final. But for Rivers Angels, it was easy ride for them, winning both games 2-1, 2-1. And even before the quarterfinals, there was a time they actually defeated a COD 5-1. So clear favorite for Rivers Angels. The road to the finals was quite smooth for them compared to Sunshine Queens, who actually, you know, had to go through tedious penalties to get to this stage. So for me, Rivers Angels will definitely get this one.
All right, so your money is on Rivers Angels?
It's definitely on
because
them,
of the quality of the team.
You can
it's like a Super Falcons against a team in the league.
Yes, definitely. I think you got that right. That's the way it is. Sunshine Queens need to do something really extra, or rather, if they can get the clips of all the games Rivers Angels have played and study it very well and look for that weak point, definitely they must have a weak link. So that's what they should look for and see how they can win that. If Pelican Stars could do it by a lone goal, maybe Sunshine Queens can look at that, how they can actually catch them And I don't know how you can stop Asisa Toshola. I don't know how you can stop Stella Umbachi. So I don't know how you can really stop these girls from playing. So it's going to be a difficult task for Sunshine Queens. Very, very difficult.
So the attraction for those of you who are lovers of the women's game, and as Sissy said at the beginning, the final starts 12 noon on Sunday, is that you get to see those Super Falcons girls again in action. Asisa Toshola up against Sunshine Queens. But before I allow you to go, Sissy, the women's game, the dominance of Rivers Angels, is it not becoming boring for you guys? Can't we find a way to break that dominance? I mean, how can you be winning and have almost all your players in the national team? It looks like a piece of cake.
Okay, let's take a look at what happened to Spain when they won the World Cup and European Championships. Most of their players were playing at Barcelona, and Barcelona were winning everything. They won 6 trophies in one season. So it's almost the same thing. It's the same thing. Sometimes you have clubs, they just have this period of dominance. But remember that the league last year, they didn't win it. They were going for double. They didn't win it. Nassau Amazons actually won it. So this is going to be the Federation Cup. That's really what they're dominating. So if you look at that, this is just their time. They have the best of players in Nigeria right now. So they're capitalizing on that right now before the players start leaving, because next season, I don't expect to see most of their players still playing with them. So they need to just take a chance right now, see how they can win the double. And of course, maybe next season, if you don't get to see most of their players, other clubs might just rise up and start winning again. But right now, Rivers Angels is definitely the
Rivers
club.
Angels all the way. Well, it's a fantastic time to come from Rivers, but it's an irony of some sorts, because just a few weeks ago, players of Rivers Angels, players of Dolphins, who are also in the final for the men, were protesting.
Even Rivers Angels too.
And Sunshine, Rivers Angels, who are in the final for the women, the Dolphins, who are in the final for the men, and Sharks of Port Harcourt were all protesting. But look at it, look at the irony. Now both teams are playing for glory.
Yes, definitely. I think that's what whoever is in charge of the club, the government, or they have football management or whatever, they can actually take a cue from this one and see how they can. Just give them their money. I mean, they worked for this. This is what they do. They don't have any other thing. There's some leagues across the world, women's league I'm talking about, you have some of the girls actually doing something else, either working and getting money elsewhere. But Nigerian girls, what they do, Nigerian footballers, once they're footballers, that is the only thing they do. So I think the government or whoever is responsible for their wages, allowances and salaries can just take a cue from their success, what they've achieved so far this year, and pay them on time.
All right, let me just spend a few minutes to read some of the comments that we're getting on Twitter. Interesting. This one will be attractive to those who are in the media. Accreditation for Sunday's Federation Cup final will be starting 3 p.m. tomorrow. And if you want to be accredited for the final man and you are a journalist, find your way to the Lagos Sport Writers Association of Nigeria Secretariat. It's inside the National Stadium in Surulere, Lagos. From 3 p.m. tomorrow, you'll be able to get accredited. And if you want tickets, because a lot of people on Twitter are asking, how do we get tickets to watch the final? And I think it is buy one, get one free. The ticket that you use for the women will carry you up till the final for the men. So for the price of one, you are able to watch 2 games. And find your way to the Lagos FA office at the Unicon Stadium, or come to the Balogun Stadium tomorrow and make inquiries. Tickets will be there for you to buy and be a part of the final for the Federation Cup, both for the men and for the women. All right, let's see some more messages coming here. And also tell you that tonight you can win a Dolphins of Port Harcourt jersey on the show tonight. We'll wait until that time of the show when you'll be able to win it. And of course, there's plenty as well that will be coming up for you on Sports Tonight if you stay true to us. Sissy, I think I must allow you to go right now.
Thank you.
Because you've been here all day to get ready for the final on Sunday. I'm sure you'll be there.
Of course. You don't rule that out. I'll definitely be there.
All right, so if you want to catch the best of the women's game, Sunday is the final, 12 noon. Probably you have to go for an early church service and be able to make it, see the best of women's football cup final on parade. That's at the Teslim Balogun Stadium from 12 noon. It's time for us to go on a quick break. But during the break, we'll bring you the road to the final. Our Dolphins got to the final. Along the way, they had to decision Lube Stars of Makurdi for Iyimba. Along the way, they had to take out Sharks of Port Harcourt. We'll bring you those highlights of those 2 games when we return Chinedu Udoji, they call him the hard man of Nigerian football. He will be here on Sports Tonight. Network, you know him already. He's the record-setting Super Eagles player. Scored the first competitive goal at the brand new Akwa Ibom Stadium, and is the guy who scored 6 goals in one game. When we return, Chinedu Udoji versus Edwok on Sports Tonight.